This video, I'll be reading my all-new Wimpy Kid fanfiction parody book. Long story short, this will be the 8th and last section of Greg Heffley's finale of middle school. Also, if you've been enjoying my content, consider subscribing. I'm off to create new videos that will test all my capabilities, and if you realize this journey ain't for you, you can always unsubscribe. Anyways, enjoy the show. After school, I put on my red promotion robe and cap. I just can't believe this day was finally here. It's showtime. The ceremony was at Crossland High because there was more space for the parents. Let me just say that I nailed the walk into the auditorium. Da 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 da. Everybody sat down in their respective seats. The kids who are sitting next to Dustin and Carl try to keep their distance, even though those two probably don't have the cheese touch anymore. First, the principal and superintendent gave speeches about middle school, character, and all that boring nonsense. I know these kids have been waiting for this moment ever since they first stepped into the school. I've literally never seen you in my entire life. Patty Farrell gave a lecture about how much the school means to her. Personally, I think the teachers have always been at our side. I thought this was the Westmore promotion, not the Patty Farrell monologue. She's also been talking for 15 minutes, and the limit is 6. Later in the speech, Patty mentioned something about people who take a dishonest route through middle school, and she looked straight at me. And it's usually not a great thing. She's talking about me? Then Eugene, the student council president, gave a short speech about the funny moments like when Mr. Boris wore his pants backwards without noticing, or when someone brought 2,000 pieces of gum to lunch. He finished by addressing how lame the tests and quizzes were, and how he was finally glad to be out of this rat house. Can't touch this, cause we're moving on to high school. Whoa! The crowd went berserk and everybody quieted down. Oh, and I knew what that meant. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome for our final student speaker, Greg Heffley. Clap, clap, clap. Wow, I felt like I just swallowed an anvil or something because my stomach felt super heavy. I was nervous, of course. I just thought about mom's advice like full ownership, and right now, I own the podium. It's up to me to deliver this message. Wow, it's a great honor to be standing and talking to everyone tonight. I'm sure a lot of my peers are thinking, can this kid just say a few words and be gone? It's getting kind of boring and we just want to get our diplomas. I promise you that I won't be too boring. I thank the teachers, parents, and students, and I began by taking my first journal out of my robe pocket. I know the speech requirements didn't allow props and I shouldn't be talking about myself too much, but let me explain. This is a journal about my middle school experience. No, I'm not going to read anything from here, but what I did take from reading my past entries was, wow, middle school is the dumbest idea ever invented. Ha 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 ha. I explained that there were definitely huge challenges like bowling, the popularity race, and dealing with friends. It wasn't a walk in the park, but more like a roller coaster with ups and downs. I'm sure we all have different opinions about these years at Westmore Middle School. Maybe you loved the journey, maybe you hated it. Maybe you regretted a few things, and maybe you've been really proud of some achievements. No matter what, the last page of our middle school chapter isn't the end. Our story keeps on going. Sometimes, we might think that reaching a goal or a milestone will be the end of our problems and achieving long-term happiness, but perhaps look at it this way. Think about the journey and all the experiences you've had and will have in the future. It's perfectly okay to fail, which might sound like an oxymoron, but failing over and over again will be valuable for learning how to succeed. I know I've definitely had a fair share of mishaps, mistakes that seem to be brought by chance. But remember, you've got many years ahead and you're able to affect the person that you want to be. It sounds incredibly cliche, but just take the shot and go for it. Sometimes, in the moment, we're worrying about humiliation, the awkwardness, and the fear of not knowing. You might fail, but at least there won't be the regret of not even trying. You don't need the validation of others or the urge to prove that you're better than everybody else. I know for me personally that I'm still working on this. This is just my opinion. But we're kind of stuck in our own universe and worrying about how others will judge us and think of us. It might be good to just take a step back if we are too focused on that one thing. Make sure to take care of yourself, and then you can be empathetic and helpful to others. I'm not saying to be selfish or only help others, and you're gonna have to find the balance. And it's alright if you're not exactly at the place that you want to be right now. After all, our journey is a marathon, not a sprint. I'm sure a lot of you have changed a lot ever since the beginning. Maybe you miss the old times or when things used to be different. No matter how you perceive it, cherish the moments. We may be parting ways or trying to recall the memories, but I think I'll finish with this quote by Dr. Seuss. Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. Thank you very much. Oh boy, and I think I just stunned everybody in the room. What did I even just say? I literally went full philosophical mode. Yeah, Greg! Clap, 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 clap. Amen, brother. Woo! So after my speech, received the diplomas and shook hands with the principal, Mrs. Mancy, and Vice Principal Roy. Congratulations. The MC told everyone to hold their excitement and applause until all the names were called, but Mom didn't really care. Gregory! Mom, that's so cringe. Joaquin Davis tried to do a viral trend where you backflip on the stage, but like many others before him, it did not go as planned. Gasp! Luckily, Joaquin didn't get hurt because he landed on his bottom, but maybe his pride did. After the ceremony ended, the parents began piling onto the gym floor to take pictures. One of the moms wanted a great photo and all the parents crowded around like paparazzi. I thought taking a photo only takes like 2 seconds, but the whole ordeal went on for 2 minutes. My cheek muscles are getting tired. How long does it take to click a button? I saw some girls crying, so I guess they were sad that it was over. And Riley's parents were doing the same. Our sweet Riley is growing up. Promotion ended and now I was gonna have a party with my friends. Granted, it probably wasn't gonna be as crazy as Roderick's prom performance, but that didn't mean I couldn't have fun with the boys. Mom bought 4 veggie trays and some sugarless soda. I didn't know that, so when I took a sip, it was like swallowing some bitter medicine. Poosh! People brought their own snacks, so it wasn't that big of a deal. Sorry, Mom. First, Christopher was asking me why I literally became a preacher in my speech. I don't know, once you're in the zone, you can't stop. I definitely didn't follow the school's guidelines for making a promotion speech, but whatevs. We were chatting about the funny moments of middle school, and we reacted to a slideshow of all of our baby to middle school pictures. Why do you have a bucket over your head? Dude, you are so small. Then I did something unprecedented. I usually don't discuss the material in my journal, but I guess I made an exception today. Greg, why is my nose so big? I don't look like that. It's a cartoon, chill. We ate pizza, played Twisted Wizard, and played some other video games soon after. Shrug, you're looking mad sus. You said you were in med bay, but Greg saw you in electrical. Oh yeah? Accusing me seems like something an imposter would do. We had a great time. Today was one of the best days of my life, and I sure wasn't gonna forget it. June, Sunday, big developments. Roger announced today that a pretty well-known record label was scouting around and discovered him. They've offered Low Diaper a contract with a startup incentive, which means Roger could finally move out. I did it! I finally reached my dream! So have we, Roderick. We're going to miss you. Yesterday, Roderick and I were just spending some brotherly time at the movies. He explained to me about all of his dreams, his vision, and plans for the future. Roderick also graduated from his high school and now he can shift his focus into making music. You got the snacks? All day, bro. Roderick was actually pretty mature about the whole offer and didn't let it go over his head. He promised Mom and Dad that if things didn't work out in a year, he would come back home to go find a job or go to community college. Mom, meanwhile, has finished her college semester. She's back at home full time now, and to be honest, it didn't really affect me. I can't believe I was so dependent on Mom for doing everything for me in the past, and I've definitely learned that it's not a great thing when I'm on my own past high school. And for Dad and Manny, well, I didn't really have much feud with either one of them recently. Dad was proud of me for going out of the way to deliver a speech in front of the whole grade. Wow, I don't really hear Dad use proud that often. Manny is still Manny. I don't know what kind of weird mischief he's been doing in this room for the past few months. For all I know, he could be planning his ultimate world domination without any of us even knowing. His preschool had a nice little graduation for him, and now he's off to kindergarten. Say cheese! Thinking again, I'll already be in college by the time Manny enters the middle school world. It'll be fun to see him navigate his way through that jungle, just like I did. Oh, and what about Riley? I've come to the realization that there's no use in manipulating and turn somebody into someone they're not. If Riley still enjoys the innocence and playfulness of a kid, so let that be. Greg, you wanna play with my Dino Blazers? Again? It's the 3rd time this week. That doesn't mean I let Riley get trapped in his own bubble. I still try to show him the newest trends, popular memes, and my favorite music. Now I do my best to try and not force it down his throat. And all of that talk brings back to me. Middle school has been a great adventure with trillions of ups and downs. I still remember when my pen first touched my original journal and I drew an image of me getting KO'd by some bully. I'm not trying to convince you that middle school was this utopian paradise, because it wasn't. But I also wouldn't say it was the worst thing that ever happened to me. It was about the journey all along. I've learned friendship, working hard to earn money, and not obsessing over internet fame. It feels weird to say this, but I'm a high school freshman now. Today I finally locked in my electives for the upcoming school year. Yes, I decided to take graphic arts, and I decided to take Intro to Engineering for my second elective. Nothing special or outlandish. I knew I had a passion of drawing, but if that doesn't work out, I still have all my high school years to truly find what I like to do. Dad tells me to just explore my interests, and I'll try to follow his advice. The night is still young, and I shouldn't be stressing on where I am right now. Everything all started because Mom wanted me to write down my feelings or whatever. This journaling thing was actually a life changer, and I'll probably write more in the future. With that, I do have one final thing to say. To make this a long story short, this is a journal, not a diary. The end. Thank you for the support of this series. If you've been satisfied with the quality of these uploads, let me tell you a secret that most people will be missing out on. This is just the beginning, and my channel is brewing something special for you guys in the future. Consider sticking around because even though in the future I'm making content that you might not be familiar with, I think you'll love it.